Greetings, everyone, and welcome to GuildGab episode 100. I'm your host, AuroraPeachy, here with my very good friends and co-hosts, RPG Alex and MMO Inks. And this is a show all about Guild Wars 2, but today we'll also be celebrating the history of this show. 100 episodes over the past almost 4 years. So I'm really excited to take this hour and just kind of celebrate with you guys and my good friends here. And of course, we send a very special shout out to Corvus and Akasaurus Rex, who have been long-running co-hosts on this show as well. Wow, it has been, almost 4 years. The very first episode of GuildGab was in 2014, February 6th. 2014. Mm-hmm.
So let's do a Peachy interview. So tell us how did GuildGab get started?
I give a ton of credit to Akasaurus Rex actually, because he was the one who originally came to me and said that he was interested in doing a podcast. And I was currently I just started doing regular Guild Wars 2 content on YouTube. And he was like, I love the game. I want to talk about the game. And, hey, would you be interested in doing like a show, a podcast? And I was obsessed with the first Guild Wars 2 podcast, which was GuildCast. I keep wanting to say chat. GuildCast over on Gamebreaker. I was absolutely obsessed with that show. I watched it I watched each episode like over and over. I was that into Guild Wars 2, and
that was the one that featured Ruby, wasn't it? Before
Ruby started on that show before she got hired by ArenaNet. She was working for Gamebreaker, I believe. And Bog was on that show, and a lot of content creators, a lot of writers. And I was obsessed with it. And I actually, right around the time that GuildCast was ending, I kind of put out a message like, hey, if you want somebody else on the show, because people were kind of leaving the show, it was kind of dying out. But it was like right at that time that we started up GuildGab, and here we are.
Almost four years later.
Almost 4 years later.
Almost 4 years later.
Yeah.
Because I remember I joined about episode 12.
Was it that early? I didn't go and look up like I should have, like what exact episode you guys joined on, because did Corvus join before you, Alex? I think
he did. He was a couple before me, and he couldn't make it. And, I'd message you, and I think I was on I was supposed to be on a work night out, and I was like, guys, I'm going to be an hour late. I need to go and do a thing on the internet. and they just looked at me like they usually did, and were just like, all right.
You skipped out on work to be on GuildGab the first time?
No, I had a work night out, so I legged it home from the office, did GuildGab, got changed, and then went straight back out again.
Nice. Yeah. You had, because you guys had kind of just contacted me and said, hey, if you want somebody else for the show, because it was just me and Akasaurus, and then Corvus watched the show, and he, and all of you had bodies of work on YouTube, so it wasn't like you were random people. I was able to go to your channel, see your body of work, be like, okay, they're content creators, they know what they're doing, and they love Guild Wars 2. And at the time I was just like, sure, we can get up to 4 people on here. We actually had 5 because Inks joined next. And it was kind of the same thing. He just said, hey, if you need somebody else for your show, then I'm here, I'm available. Right. I like talking about Guild Wars 2. And now Inks is on all the Guild Wars 2 podcasts.
He's on all of them.
Well, as of last year. Not so much anymore, but at one point I just loved doing podcasts and talking about the game, and I was watching. I don't remember what episode I started watching at, but it was just you and Akasaurus. It was just Peachy and Akasaurus, and then I watched Corvus and Alex join, and I was like, you know what? If you ever need someone to fill in, if Ak can't make it for some reason, let me know, and I'll be there. So.
And
of course, it was back in the early days. Hello. Hello. It was, of course, back in the early days, before I had Fiddler, before the RPG account was around, that we actually didn't stream the episodes until what, episode
Right.
25 or so, did we?
Yeah, it started, we would record them offline completely because it was just on YouTube, because I wasn't streaming regularly at the time. I was focused on YouTube. So we would record them offline. I would edit them, put the intro and the outro on, and then upload them to YouTube. And once I started streaming on Twitch regularly, I was like, there's no reason we can't do this live with a live audience, and we have ever since.
Yeah. And it ended up working really well, especially with the with the cadence for Heart of Thorns, because back then we kept getting. I know we were talking about this before we went live. We kept getting news every week about a new elite specialization or about a new feature that was coming, and I think it was about every Thursday or every Friday we ended up doing, because we had to alter whatever day it was on, so we could be like right off the cuff. We could like the news could be like hot off the press for us to do it.
Those were really good content creation times. I'll tell you what, it was literally every single week, at least once a week, we would have Guild Wars 2 news. At least news about new content, if not actual new content. It was, oh man, good times. So that's when we had GuildGab every week. Every week we had a GuildGab. Up until like not that terribly long ago, we were doing it every single week, until it just got to a point where we simply ran out of things to talk about, to be honest, because the content wasn't coming as fast, and we had exhausted all topics, and so we were like, rather than quantity, let's go for quality. Let's talk about, when there actually is new and exciting things happening in the game. And that's what we do. That's what we do now. And unfortunately, with ArenaNet's release cadence of every 4 months or so, that only makes 4 episodes a year maybe. And I know people miss the show, but it's like, we depend, a show about Guild Wars 2 depends on there being new content in Guild Wars 2 to do, and so plus I know we're all content creators and we've been enjoying other games as well, which I don't think there's any problem with, and it makes you
wait. Hang on. There are other games.
There are other games.
There are other games. What?
Indeed.
They've been lying to me. Colin lied. Colin lied. He said he was going to a farm outside Seattle, to another game studio.
If we're gonna talk about the person who talks about other games on this podcast more than anyone else, I'm gonna point to you, good sir.
To me?
Oh yeah.
Do I?
Oh heck yes.
Oh no.
Mr. RPG Alex goes on rant. Well, you're the RPG Alex. You play all the RPGs, right?
I do play. I do play other games every now and again. I think we all do, don't we? We've branched out like the blossoming flowers that we are into other areas of gaming. And while Guild Wars 2 will always be our passion, because I've got my very first 2 Guild Wars 2 shirt here, made by some random Japanese man on eBay. And I think you've got.
Are you wearing counterfeit Guild Wars 2 merchandise,
I might be wearing counterfeit Guild Wars 2 merchandise.
I'm wearing official merchandise.
Official merchandise.
Okay.
Official merchandise.
Official merchandise right here.
Do you have a link where people can buy these merchandise?
Hashtag sell out.
I don't know if you have an affiliate link to IMA.
I do.
Hey!
Yes.
Just gonna check everything. It's like, yeah, she probably does.
For fans, by fans, or whatever they're called now.
Some really great
they
stuff
changed
in there,
their name.
Is that Aureen back in there yet? The one where you can clip it onto the microphone stand?
Oh, did it leave? There it is. I have it.
It's sold out.
I have it right there. Is it sold out? I should have had my Quaggin mug. The Quaggin mugs sold out for a while.
Yeah,
they came back.
I
Yeah, I never did get a Quaggan mug.
No, you never
Maybe
got one?
someday. No, and I'm still missing Path of Fire. I can see the albums in the background, which are absolutely beautiful. I'm missing the Path of Fire album that I got to get my hands on.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah.
vinyl one.
The vinyls, yeah.
I don't have a record player, but I just like.
I don't either. They're really pretty though.
The vinyls
sit on the
themselves
shelf.
are beautiful, green,
Yeah.
purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are for sure.
But yeah, so I'm just wondering, do you guys have a favorite episode of GuildGab that we did?
Oh my goodness.
Look, I've got the memory of a goldfish at this point in life, so I can't remember yesterday. Probably one of the Heart of Thorns ones, because I think we were so active back then as far as news content to do, like every week. I remember Bog Otter doing the spoof sounds. I forget, follies or whatever.
The bad foley ones, yeah.
Yeah, and I, it's funny too because I made content with a guy named Matsta Ninja, and we had a YouTube show, but it was based around having trailers, and when we stopped getting those trailers, it was a bit unfortunate, but
yeah,
it's got to be one of the Heart of Thorns days. We were just so active news-wise and stuff then.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'd have to agree. Somewhere it would have to be somewhere around Heart of Thorns, because we were just it was such a hype time. Even leading up to Heart of Thorns, the anticipation, guessing what the expansion was going to be, the first expansion to the game, like that was like the peak of the hype in Guild Wars 2. So
yeah,
it was probably one of those shows. But I also agree with Green Luther in chat. The Schlongbow.
The Schlongbow.
Everyone gave us the Schlongbow.
I still have what is the game called where you have a farm, not Farmville.
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley. Yeah, I actually have a farm called Schlongbow Farm, which I made right after that episode.
Yes. So good. So good. Oh.
Yeah, I think the Schlongbow was one of my favorite ones. The live one we did as well. We did a.
Oh my gosh! Yes, the one from was that Festival?
I don't know what it was like for you guys. It was such a mess on our end. Like everyone was hammered. And there was like a dungeon competition going on around us, and Jebro was there before he left for the US, and like we had no clue what was going on. We were shouting down about whatever the heck it was that was happening. It's like, yes, we are playing Guild Wars 2 in a very loud pub in East London. It's Guild Wars 2. It was brilliant.
It was not the best quality, but we made it work, and that was really cool to do the live one. Yeah.
I just got to see my brother Corvus.
Yay!
Not seen him since then.
It's my dream. We'll do a live GuildGab. All of us get together.
GuildGab. We need to get ArenaNet on it.
That's right. Look, yes, ArenaNet. It can make this happen.
Yeah, it's like, look, we're the longest running active Guild Wars 2 podcast.
It's true. That's true.
We are
longest running. That's still going.
And I think that deserves some props. I think we can
do live from the studio.
Yeah, they just want to fly us all out to Seattle. And
I think we've been trying to get them to do that for 4 years.
Yeah. I got an email from when David Ortiz, who's the previous community manager was partner manager was still out. It's like, well, you can't go to Seattle, but you can go to Brighton if you want. I was like, I don't really want to go to Brighton. It's south. I don't like south. It means I have to leave Yorkshire.
Don't make me leave my home. No, I'm the same way.
No, but we have had some fantastic guests over the years as well, haven't we?
We have, yeah, definitely. DeRoyer was our last guest. He was on number 95. We had Jebro join us for GuildGab 90. I'm going to put a link in chat. This is actually the YouTube playlist of every episode of GuildGab that we've ever done. And let's see. So we had DeRoyer was on twice. DeRoyer was also on number 76 about the return of Super Adventure Box.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh man, the new intro. Do you remember the intro that Corvus made?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so good. That's also in the playlist. Rare vintage GuildGab commercial.
Vintage GuildGab.
That was fantastic. Yeah.
That was so good. See, if I had taken more time to prepare for this, I would have like all
you
this
would have
stuff
had all this,
ready
you
to
would have had all
go
this ready
to show
all
you
this
guys.
Full-time streamer.
Full-time streamer with a family and bills to pay. And, oh man, it's a lot. Yay, adulting! But hey, it's the best job in the world. So
yeah, we've had Richie on a few times.
Did we? I know I asked him.
At least once.
I think yeah, you're right. I don't have it labeled unless I missed it in the playlist when he, like, what episode he was on. But yeah, you are right. He did join us once.
I'm sure we've had somebody else as well. Chat, if you've been with us a while, can you remember any of the other guests that we've had? I'm sure we've had someone like did you have join Jess on at one point?
No.
No, I think that's everybody.
It's a very, very, very exclusive club. You've got to be, your name's got to be on the list.
That's right. You got to be on the list.
Before you can join GuildGab, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Is Bog did I think Bog did guest once. In order to have a guest on the show, I have to know in advance being the key word, that someone's not going to show up for the show. And a little behind the scenes of GuildGab here, we very rarely do things in advance for this show. Literally, like 5 minutes before I went live today, I'm like setting up the background and stuff for this and the title screen and the slideshow that's going through all of the title screens and thumbnails. Literally 5 minutes before the show starts. Peachy very rarely does things in advance. Total professional right here. But only if you don't know, audience, then I could have done it last week for all you know.
Yeah, which
doing it live.
So I say that as well. The icon for the GuildGab Discord is still the Heart of Thorns logo.
Is it it is. We have a Discord server that the four of us chat in. It's just the four of us, the four core hosts, and we can kick Corvus out. No, I'm kidding. Love you, Corvus. No, we will never kick Corvus out. Never kick Corvus out.
Brother, I miss you.
And yes, our Discord icon is still the Heart of Thorns logo. It's so nice because it's a circle, right? And the Discord icons are a circle.
Yeah. It's lovely. I do like it.
Thank you guys. Thank you for the congratulations. 100 episodes of GuildGab.
Guys. Yeah. But I think anyway, we should probably talk about the show or the game that is on everyone's mind today. That's Guild Wars 2. Because there's been some new content, and actually new content this Wintersday.
Actually new for Wintersday, believe it or not.
Not just the same festival coming back. We've got, yes, it is Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Ritlock for Smash.
Yeah,
guys, come on. Come on, Nintendo.
The only way they can get me to play Smash is if
they put Ritlock in it. But yeah, so Wintersday is here again. And we've got some old events back. We've got some new rewards. We've got the gem store updates as always, and we've got a happy little dungeon.
The secret lair of the snowmen.
Yeah.
It's funny because when I first heard that, everyone's saying, "Oh, there's this new dungeon." I read Secret Lair of the Snowmen, and I go, "I've heard that before. Where have I heard that before?" and it clicked, and I was just blown away because it's a Wintersday dungeon in Guild Wars 1. And which my history of Guild Wars is Guild Wars 1. I started playing the game, I fell in love with the game, became very involved in the community, and even entering ArenaNet's contests and stuff, all during Guild Wars 1's reign, before Guild Wars 2 was even announced. So anything for me, anything that comes back from Guild Wars 1 is like gets me excited. And the cool thing about this is it's a 10-man kind of a mini raid, which I think is a really cool way of doing it.
It's a bold move. It's a bold move for
it is bold
for festival content. Now, Inks, did you manage to find 5 more people?
Yes, I did. Why do you think they made it a 10-man dungeon raid, whatever you want to call this thing, festival dungeon?
I don't know. I mean, part of it, like this almost the cynic in me kind of thinks that it was a bit of a subtle push to try and almost introduce people to raids, maybe, because it does play very much like my first raid.
Oh, it absolutely is. It's a raid introduction. Usually when people ask about, how do I get into raiding, I suggest that they do fractals, because some of the fractal bosses are, similar to how raids work. This is even more. So if it's Wintersday, this is just locked to Wintersday. I would absolutely 1,000% say go and do the secret lair of the snowmen, because that basically is exactly how raiding works. It's a lot easier. The secret lair of the snowman is a lot easier than raids are, but it's still challenging. And it's still, you're going to learn how the mechanics of a boss works in raids and what you have to dodge, what you have to learn. It goes through phases. So I think they did it because the raid content does bring a lot of people to the game. But it's there's obviously that barrier of entry. And so I think that people doing this festival event, because a lot of people come back to the game for the festivals, saying, wow, this is intriguing content, this 10-man raids. And then if they learn that there's actual raiding, and if they can do this, maybe they can go to raiding. So I think it was a very, why not? Why not make it 10-man? Why not make it like a raid? Rather than just giving us another easy 5-man dungeon, because we have that with Tix's workshop.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. We already have a 5-man instance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess it's a bit of a shame that it's festival locked, right? It would be nice if we had like a core permanent mini one boss 10-man, Like, I think I like that aspect. I think I like the idea of one boss, little story, with some, there's some new skins in there and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's just cool. It's a basic raid layout. You get your trash mobs, you get a couple of little events that aren't even really events, and then you get your boss. But what's cool is that you get some really interesting environmental effects as well. Like the floor gets really icy, and which is something that I thought I was being a bit daft with my controls, and I was like, nope, I'm slipping, and there's stuff that isn't obviously telegraphed, like the ice cracks on the floor that damage you if you go over them, and we've seen that kind of stuff in fact you see it in Kadim on Wing 6, but obviously because it's fire, it's slightly more telegraphed. But the boss itself is actually quite cool. Like you were saying, Peachy, you get the 3 different phases. You get some mechanics. It gets a bit more chaotic as you go on. It's just cool, and you just and it is a shame that it's locked to festival content, but.
I think they could start adding those. I think it would be a great idea for them to start adding these mini raids. Actually come up with a name for them, because it's not a dungeon, it's not a raid, it's somewhere in between. It is a starter raid. But don't call it that. Call it something else. I think it would be a great idea for them to start adding these just one-off bosses, much easier than a raid, but still very challenging. I know our group going in for the first time, I think we wiped once or twice, and then we beat it. And I don't think everybody going in was like a raider. So it took us a couple tries to learn the mechanics. So it was like a very quick, raid, and it felt very satisfying to beat it. And that is something that I think could encourage people to log in every day. Do this quick raid with 10 people. You don't necessarily have to have a regular group. It's not so challenging. I know people are pugging actual raids now, but it would be even easier than that. You wouldn't have people saying ping legendary insights to get into, for this little mini raid. So I think it's a great starter activity for raids, and I think they need to add more of them that are just in the game year round.
Yeah, I mean, I pugged it with a bunch of random people. I didn't know any of the people that were there. I think we even had one person disconnect like halfway through the fight. It took us 2 attempts. We wiped the first time, and then the second time we killed it. But yeah, I don't know. It was enjoyable. It was fun.
It was
There's a nice little story there,
Yeah, it was cool, and yeah, I mean, I grabbed a pug with it as well, and we cleared it first time. And the thing is, what's interesting about it is coming at it from a raid perspective, that you need sort of like a vague team makeup. It's not one of those encounters where you need you need your healer, you need your chrono,
right.
you need your all that. You can sort of half-ass the team composition, and it doesn't really punish you for it, which I think is quite interesting. So that they didn't. I mean, it's festival content, so they never want to push people towards playing it a particular way, because there's so much other stuff to do where you can just go off and do it your own way anyway. So just opening it up and saying, here's not a terribly challenging boss, go and do what you fancy. It is very one of those bosses, play what you like, and as long as you pay attention, you can do it. It's lovely. And there's I know that you can get a couple of skins for it, but I'm not.
I haven't seen the skins actually at
not
all. I
quite
didn't
sure
even know.
what they are.
Yeah, they're alternate colored skins from the Wintersday box this year. Like, I think there's a candy cane sword and pistol.
Candy canes. I want
Yeah.
candy cane
Yeah.
things.
So like the regular ones that you get from the Wintersday box are red and white. I think these ones are green and white or something like that.
That's
I
what
haven't
Guild
seen
Wars
them.
1 did. There was the
Yeah.
regular peppermint weapons, and then there was like I forget how you get them. Maybe it was through the secret lair of the snowman. There was a winter green version of them all that was rarer. Oh my god, this is so cool. This is so
I got
cool.
a mini. I got a miniature
Tiny angry snowman.
snowman or something. Yeah, angry
Probably
snowman, I
Freezy.
think.
Mini Freezy.
Freezy's heart is the meta reward this year.
Yeah, I haven't done the meta stuff, but I got some mini from the dungeon, which I think is a random drop as well, maybe.
Is there a
So
full
there's a reason
set?
to do it more than once,
Oh, for sure. I didn't even know that. I didn't get nothing.
Nothing.
I didn't get nothing.
Gotta wait for reset now. Oh, Freezy is a mini from the raid.
Okay. Now, does it reset every day, or every week like raids?
Daily, I would think.
I would
hope
I
every
would
day.
I would hope so. I would hope daily. Kind
It
of
might
like the
just-
other Winter's Day activities. You get the biggest rewards once every day.
Actually, I think you might be able to just spam the dungeon. I might be wrong on that, but I don't think there's a lockout.
Oh, okay.
I only did it the one time. I felt like I had experienced it. I had fun with it. Some of the animations for me anyway were tough on my eyes because it's like white on white. The cracks and some of the explosions and stuff were a little bit like, I don't know, my eyes are bad, so it was a little tough on my eyes. But other than that, it was fun. It was good. I liked it. I thought nice fun little story, and I hope they add stuff like this to the core game. because it felt like, it kind of felt like in Rift they used to have solo, up to 5 people I think, but they had like solo raids where you could just get a taste of a raid boss, and it gave pretty terrible rewards. But that wasn't really the point. The point was, this is what the raid boss is sort of like on super easy mode. And this is like that, but a little more difficult.
Everyone now has their easy mode raid. They've got their raid easy mode.
Yeah.
And so... I think that this is a good solution rather than just make easy mode raids. Let's say I think that this is a good solution. Have one boss with a little story, and you can go through with 10 players and get some alternate colored skins or something.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, do you think this could set a precedent for how ArenaNet starts dealing with group content going forward? Because one of the big pulls for the New Living story maps as they're going on, and hopefully we're going to see this whenever episode 5 comes out, is that you get your map and then you have like your big meta, big group event thing. Do you think that in addition to that, we're looking at another type of group content as well, or a replacement for a map meta where they can put rewards into that, where they can focus on storytelling or something in the map like that? Because the only thing is that I'm wary of, if they think about replacing the big map meta with this instance content, is that the corner map for what was the one where we killed Joko called?
Daybreak. I don't know.
Daybreak.
The last one was Jahai Bluffs.
Yeah,
was that
so that
the
was
one?
that was a starter guide us, and it was the one before that.
Don't test my season 4 knowledge on a non-Tuesday.
But
look, that was like 8 months ago.
Oh my god!
Don't even joke,
it's
mate.
It's sad, but true. Inks speaks the truth.
Long live the Lich.
Long live the Lich, indeed. That's
that
Corna.
That title makes sense. There you go.
Yeah, I think it was Domina Corna.
And it was released. Oh, Gordon Bennett.
Yeah.
It was released. Hang on. June the 26th.
That was in June.
6 months ago.
Still one of the best cutscenes in the game.
Oh yeah. Absolutely brilliant.
Easily my favorite.
The map
that was really well done.
Yeah. The map, however, and we didn't touch on this in the GuildGab episode because we ran out of time, was beyond trash, because there seemed to be the mess. Hello.
Alex,
do you agree?
It's Christmas, Alex. Instead of beyond trash, let's say incomplete.
Incomplete.
Let's not beat dead horses a week before Christmas.
Let us not beat dead horses. Let us say it was
coal for Alex.
It was a massive sack of coal. And
you're not getting anything good from your Black Lion chests this month, Alex.
Well, you say that, but guess who got the gecko on the first key?
Are you serious? That gecko mount. Oh my god, it's so good.
It's like...
Well, I must have been very naughty because I got nothing.
I got the gecko and I was like, I'm so happy. Obviously, I minded Desert Throne either, but I got the Iron Greatsword, or the Beast Greatsword, whatever it's called as well.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, and I got a Glacier Focus as well. But yeah,
this guy, how many keys? He's like, that was 500 keys.
I'd saved up for about 20 keys, so I blasted them all.
That's pretty good RNG, actually.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain.
Oh, that's phenomenal RNG.
Yeah,
I've opened 25 chests and not gotten a single rare item.
Yeah,
well, you're tied.
Well, it's weird because the mount is uncommon. The mount and the throne are both uncommon items. They're not rare or anything like that.
ArenaNet's got to be making bank on those keys because are. I mean, they're putting the premium mount skins in there, making exclusive items.
Which I do think is a good idea. I didn't get the mounts, unfortunately, and I think the gecko looks amazing. But it definitely tempts me to want to buy keys or get keys.
Yeah.
I won't buy
um,
them unless there's a puppy. Unless there's a puppy something. They had that dog whistle. They had the guy who developed it on Guild Chat, and so I watched it, and he was like, it was just kind of like his side project. It was one of those side projects that they ended up putting in the store. I would be very curious to see the how successful that was, the sales on that.
It's a vanity item, isn't that?
Put a hat on the damn Basenji and I'll buy it again.
Festive Basenji. Because we know we've got enough different versions of
bandana.
Bandana.
Festive Orin.
Skin it and call it dog meat. Oh wait.
And then you
call it whatever.
And then you've got plushy Basenji. And then you've got branded Basenji.
Oh my god.
And then you've got,
I'd be all over plushy Basenji. I stopped by, I was buying just about every Orine until they did the armored Orine, and I was like, no, I'm not going to buy the armored Orine. I'm not going to buy the regular Orine, the Christmas Orine, the plush Orine. There's probably more.
I got the plush Orine. Maybe. It sounds like the kind of thing I'd buy, because I quite like Orine. I think she's cool. Because she's the dragon.
Oh, she's cute.
Yeah, she's cute. I'm loving it. And I think we've got a whole bunch of the old Wintersday stuff returning. I think is the outfit new? I can't remember.
There hasn't been an outfit for this year yet. No, they've all been returning. Okay. I hope so. They always release a new outfit for Halloween and Wintersday, so hopefully tomorrow. Because I love my outfits. Give me a wintry dress. Peachy will buy it.
But yeah, it's great, and as we keep saying, you know, ArenaNet know that it's all about the vanity items in the gem store. And, you know, nothing's pay to win. Mm-hmm. It's all just kind of cutesy, kind of sparkly bits and pieces, and what have you, which is great. Yeah, I'm loving it, and my gecko skin.
And you got your gecko skin.
He just licks his eye. It's so cute. And he just sits there. He looks so happy. Pet him.
What do you guys think about the beetle races? Have you done much of those?
To my disgrace, I've not done any yet.
You're not entering weekly for the prizes?
What kind of ArenaNet partner am I?
Come on, dude.
I know.
We're not allowed to
win. I'm so bad.
No, seriously, anyway. Yeah. Are you not allowed to win? Is Canada allowed?
No. Partners are not allowed to win.
What?
That's some kind of bull, Hickey.
I quit.
Time to start slagging off the company on Twitter. I'm
gonna get those prizes. For Peachy.
It turns out I'm no longer a partner. I need to win this
I would like to bow out of the partnership program.
Right. Let's just all email Stephanie before. Just until we win the stuff, and then can we come back? Because that'd be great. That'd be great. We're very shallow people. We want our stuff.
I don't think I have. I haven't done any of the Beatles stuff. I'm just not really interested. I don't have the same nostalgia I think other players do for the Beetle.
Oh.
And without complaining too much, I just don't really like the beetle amount very much.
Huh?
It's not my favorite thing either, and I never really did the beetle races in Guild Wars 1 either. I did it like once to see it. But I gotta admit the beetle races are very fun. I spent like 2 weeks, two of my stream days. I only play this game on Tuesdays anymore on stream. I'm sorry, Guild Wars 2. That's it. But no, I spent 2 full days playing the beetle races, and I actually had a lot of fun with them because there's ones that are very easy to get gold, and then there's ones that are extremely challenging that I still don't have gold in, and I've literally spent, I think the Snowden Drifts one, I literally spent 4 hours before I got gold, and it's like a 30-second race, no joke. Like, you just go around in a circle. It took me 4 hours to get gold, but it was really satisfying when I did. And you gotta get that racing scarf, man. But no, seriously, they're fun. It actually taught me how to actually control the beetle, because I never had much of a reason to when I had the raptor. The beetle can go faster overall than the raptor if you get it going and you do the boost and stuff. But I didn't really have a reason to use the beetle and try and figure out how it worked over the raptor until these races. And I do find them fun. Reminds me of Mario Kart without the items. Like, because you're like drifting around corners and stuff.
But yeah, it's... everyone needs to embrace their beetle, I think. Everyone needs just to embrace their beetle and give it a good old pat on the head. Apparently, there's a bit of a pesky branch on the Brisbane course.
There's a lot of pesky branches on the Brisbane course.
That I've seen some social media fire about obstacles in Brisbane wildlife.
Guild Wars 2 tweeted or retweeted one of my videos of me like raging on one of the branches. Oh my god, that was the first day one. I didn't know that they had different difficulty levels, and I started on the Brisbane course, which is one of the hardest. And those branches, man, oh my god. So I think Brisbane is the only one I don't have gold on still, because it's not only a difficult course, but the gold time is very challenging. So that's going to be my next goal.
That's your next Guild Wars 2 stream. Is just 6 hours of you trying to do the Brisbane course, crashing into branch and then branch. Branch.
Oh my gosh. They moved the logging node though. There's one point where you're going through like a little valley and it's very tight, and there's an archway of roots that you go through. It's a really, really tight area that you have to go through with the beetle, and there is a logging node that can spawn right in the middle of that. And so it's like impossible to get through. And they said on Guild Chat that, the tens of thousands of times that they tested the race, that node never spawned there, ever. And as soon as it went live, it spawned in that spot. And they were like, are you serious? They've since removed it. They said that they removed that logging node. But it's just hilarious that, like, in all of their tests, they never saw that once.
Oh, dear. What they like, those pesky ArenaNetters. But yeah, it's great. I mean, I know we had the we had the mount races when Path of Fire launched, which is now over a year old, by the way.
Oh wow!
Yeah, September. That's flown by, that has. And it's nice to see that branching out into Corteria and really embracing the 6th mount as well, because there was always. Mm-hmm. There was always the chance that because the 6th mount was unlocked in a Living World episode, that there was a danger of it becoming like a one-off kind of gimmick and just being like, well, yeah, if you got the roller beetle, that's great, well, yeah, I guess, and because everyone's still going mad about getting the griffin and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the way that certainly I think the community's embraced it, especially the push that. The roller beetle specifically for the tournaments rather than just generic mount races. I think that's like super cool idea that they've done. Said, look, hey, you need this roller beetle in your life. And I don't know, can you rent a roller beetle for the races?
Yes. Yeah, you can be a free to play player and still play the races.
Which of course would then inspire you to go and buy Path of Fire and then long live the Lich from your favorite Guild Wars 2 content creator.
Of course. I've already had, I stream it and I've already had people like, I like this roller beetle. How can I get it permanently?
You're well. Oh, good moves.
Let me tell you.
Let me tell you about that.
Speaking of which, they had at least two really like 50% off sales this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least two, if not three, right?
They certainly extended one, didn't they? Because it was doing
They did
so well.
And then they had one over Black
Friday.
Friday.
Don't have Oh, okay, yeah, and maybe a Wintersday one.
Well, there is a Humble Bundle Yogscast bundle that they do every year for charity, and there's tons and tons of games in there. It's like $800 worth of games for $35. And one of the packages, because they give you like a different thing every day for Christmas, and one of them is the Guild Wars 2 Heroic Edition. My chat, you guys are awesome, You know.
They know what's going
They
on.
know what's going on. One of them it's Guild Wars 2 Heroic Edition, which is the base game with some like a bonus armor set and some boosters and stuff. It's a mini for Guild Wars 2, a 50% off code for Path of Fire. So if you have one, they're one-use codes. So if you get that bundle, or if you know someone who's not going to use the code, then you can apply that code and get 50% off Path of Fire. And which I thought was really, really cool, Guild Wars 1 Nightfall and Guild Wars 1 Eye of the North are both in that bundle. Which that's like $50 right there, because I think all the core Guild Wars 1 games are still $20, and Eye of the North I think is still sitting at $30. So that's a $50 value right there in Guild Wars 1.
They're still like full price or whatever.
Wow.
I'm not sure why, but
yeah. Let me just see on Steam and see how much they are, because you can get the original games on Steam.
You can get the trilogy for I think $30, which makes it $10 a game, but you still have to buy Eye of the North separately, which I think is still at $29.99. They have I think they have sales once in a great while.
I mean, it's a fantastic deal. I mean, if you're stuck if you fancy taking a break from Guild Wars 2 for whatever reason, then playing Guild Wars 1, if you can deal without the jumping, then it's
definitely old school style MMO. Definitely.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So if you're into that, then Guild Wars 1 is phenomenal.
Yeah. It is currently sitting at £24.99, but there is a Steam sale starting on the 21st, I believe. So if you're thinking about it,
Steam sale.
And if you're a grumpy old Scrooge and you're not, for whatever reason, going to use the Peachy Humble Bundle link, then you can get it on Steam.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know if they're on Humble Bundle.
Sorry?
I wonder if the Guild Wars 2...
No.
They're in that Yogscast bundle, but I wonder if they're on Humble otherwise. I don't think so. No.
Ooh.
Heart of Thorns is for some reason. And Heart of Thorns Deluxe is on Humble.
Yeah.
And then it's in the Jingle Jam, and there's another bundle right now, Planetary Exploration. Oh no, that's books. I don't know why Guild Wars came up in that search, but yeah. So there's ways to get them. It's a great game.
Isn't it, Fitz? Oh.
How does online play work in Guild Wars 1 if people are in different campaigns but own the expansion? Well, every campaign is on a different continent. So there's Tyria, Cantha, and Elona. So you're not like in the same, even on the same continent in the game. But then if you own the expansion, if you go, that's another section. It's like Northern Tyria. So no matter what base game you have, if you have Eye of the North, you can all go to the Eye of the North towns and see each other. It's an interesting way that they did it back in Guild Wars 1 days.
Yeah, I mean, Eye of the North is technically the only expansion for Guild Wars 1.
It is.
The rest is the campaigns that you just need any one of. And then you can, and then it leads into, then they all lead into Eye of the North. Yeah. And like the only one that you don't, and I know I'm probably going to get crucified for this. The only one that you don't really need is Factions, because Factions has the least bearing on the story.
Yeah.
Especially.
Oh, what's in the kitties?
Oh.
So many kitties. I need a kitty.
Kitty. This is where the Twitch views are, ladies and gents. I've got a kitty over there. So many kits.
Ritlock.
It's getting
You guys, everybody's getting their kitties, so.
There we go. Let's get a kitty.
Ritlock's in the bedroom from me. He's too far away.
He keeps Ritlock in the bedroom.
Oh, fine. You just go and sit over there. Be a grump. Okay.
It took me forever to get this Ritlock. I didn't have this thing till like 3 years after Guild Wars 2 came out.
Took me ages as well. I remember I went to a community event for the Heart of Thorns beta and release party in London, and there's like a raffle, and like you got given a ticket when you went in, and there were things like you could win those Shatterer statues and the Ritlocks and all of those kind of things, and there were like Corsair mice and Char plushies and all that kind of thing, and I won nothing. No, I was like the only person there.
Inks. I don't have that either.
And I was like, oh, what's he got?
He's got the Ritlock action figure.
Oh, that one, yeah, that one was up for grabs.
Chinese collector's edition statue.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's two different. There's actually two different Ritlocks. There's the Revenant one, and there's the one that came with the original collector's edition as well, which I've got sat downstairs somewhere. And someone who will remain nameless knocked him off the shelf and broke the flaming greatsword.
The Chinese one is made out of like a vinyl plastic kind of thing. It's not resin like the other collector's edition.
So it's slightly like malleable, not as easy to break.
Yeah, and he's got, there's different weapons you can put on him and change his arms and stuff around.
Nice. See, I need that one.
I got that at PAX South. Hugh Norfolk was doing a giveaway after the PvP tournament, and I was standing maybe midway back in the crowd.
Yeah.
And he was asking trivia questions, and I kept yelling out the answers, but he couldn't hear me. So the guy in front of me, or a guy like 2 people or 3 people in front of me, kept repeating everything I said. And he won.
No!
Him and his buddy won like twice off of my answer. So like halfway through it or something, I don't remember what the question was anymore, but I answered something. And I ended up screaming it at the top of my lungs to win this guy. Now the box he came in was all smashed and everything, so I didn't keep the box, but still got the figure because I never, stupidly enough, and one of the things I regret is I never bought the collector's edition when Guild Wars 2 came out.
Oh, what, the original one?
The original, yeah. So I don't have the other Ritlock and the tin and all that kind of stuff, which is a bit of a shame. But
yeah.
So when I seen they were giving this away, and I think the other stuff they were giving away at the time was like the Shatterer statue.
There was the Zoja USB.
Yeah.
They all kind of came out at the same time. They had the Zoja USB, Soja and a Golem. They had what Inks, I believe the same thing that Inks have. They sell that separately, or the artist sells that separately, right. I think, yes. And they call it the Ritlock action figure. And then there is the Shatterer statue. Those kind of 3 items all kind of came out at once. I remember because I didn't have the money to buy any of them. I still don't have any of them. And I watch for them on Amazon once in a while. They're very expensive. Once in a while they come they come on Amazon, but they sell out very fast. So that's my dream, especially the Shatterer statue. Oh man, that thing's so awesome.
The weird thing is, it's an ashtray.
It is an ashtray.
Yeah,
it's so odd.
It is got like a bowl at the bottom. Yeah, but it's the ashes of his enemies. He stomps you to death, and you become ash.
Can you just imagine that sitting in somebody's house and they're just flicking?
That drives me bad. It's like, no, what are you doing?
He's just covered in like a yellow cigarette smoke.
Oh no! Don't do this to me.
I won't even let my husband touch my tarot set, and he actually uses tarot cards like in his D&D storytelling. And I showed him the tarot cards, which are gorgeous, and he's just like,
"Ooh,
can I play with them?" And I was like, "No, they're gonna sit on my shelf forever." It's like I'm a horrible wife.
In fact, what I was saying about the fact that I didn't win anything that night. Screenager, who's just dropped into chat, Ed, took pity on me and gave him one of the many, many hundreds or dozens or whatever it was of Char plushies that was stocking up his house.
Oh my god.
He just looked
You
to
know
me
what?
and he
I'm
just went,
pretty
would you
sure
like
I
this?
got my plushie from Screenager.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that he was running a contest, and I'm pretty sure that I won one from him.
Yeah. And Screenager, actually, he's the chap who organised Foostival in London.
Ah.
So and we all got to meet and hang out, and it was cool. It was awesome. So he's a good guy. Is Screenager? He's very dedicated to the Guild Wars 2 community.
I had to pay like $60 for this one. Jeez, oh man.
Mine has a little. We should sew it up. Mine has a little tear in his shoulder or something.
Oh no.
Fiddler tried to play with Charlie, but he's not too bothered. I think he's not too bothered. Are you, bud?
Gears, you have the toaster. See,
someone
I don't want
leave.
the toaster. I got nowhere to put it.
I want the toaster. I want the toaster.
I want everything.
Levi won the toaster in London. There were 2 toasters, and I don't think he's about much in the community anymore. But he won the toaster in London, and I had no idea that it was about until he turned up to the community event. I was like, "What have you got in your bag?" It was like, "Oh, I have a toaster." I was like, "Okay, why?" I was like, and it was then obviously he explained it was a guild toaster, and of course then it was amazing. And and Screenager's got the other one as well. So the only two in Britain, and people will ask for, like, I remember Screenager telling me, and Levi as well, that people have been used to I don't know if it still happens, but sending you offers about the ridiculous amounts of money they're prepared to pay for friggin' toaster that, as far as I can tell, doesn't even toast your bread properly, because it only does the bit where you have the Guild Wars 2 logo, and the rest is just untoasted.
Yeah, but it's rare.
It's true.
Not as
I would probably sell the toaster if somebody offered.
I can't wait to see who wins the car.
Oh
What?
yeah.
There's a car?
Yeah. For
You're
the
not
Beetle
paying
race
attention. For the beetle races, they're giving away
What,
a
like-
car as the grand
what,
prize.
like
a
an-
beetle, a
like
VW
like
Beetle,
like an actual car?
an actual running
Yes.
vehicle. It's a VW Beetle that is branded with like Guild Wars 2, ArenaNet.
Oh my god.
Yes. Sorry, you're not
What?
allowed to win it, Alex.
I'm not allowed to win it. What? But I could win an entertainment system as well. I can't win that. Well, what's the point? Hang on, when did this happen? Oh my.
I think it's over. It was like a month ago.
Oh, you're too late.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're out of the
Win
loop.
an Alienware gaming PC and monitor, and then Rob. I can't see it. Befriend a new pet dog.
It's guildwars2.com/rollerbeetle here. I'm gonna put the link in chat. There you go.
Run a beetle.
Yeah, they have every week that you do the beetle races. You are entered to win one of 4 weekly prizes.
Yeah.
And then,
wow.
And then, however many weeks you do that, you're also entered to win the car. And they're gonna.
It's to December 24th.
So it's this week and next week are the last 2, I believe, last 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then on January 7th, I believe it is when they're gonna pick the winners for all the prizes, all 5.
Oh wow.
Pretty cool.
Oh my word! Week 4 prize winners: choice of a 4-day, 3-night sand dunes desert tour in San Diego, California, for a winner and a guest, or $8,000 cash. And then underneath it, 10 mouse pads.
Oh yes, I forgot about
there's a big discrepancy there.
40 mouse pads.
I'll take the $8,000.
Yeah, I'll take the
man.
8K, please.
There's an Alienware. There's some Razor Kraken stuff. That's amazing.
If you win the car, you can get like 15 grand, 20 grand, something like that. Because all the bigger prizes, you can choose to just get money instead of the prize.
Oh no, you take the prize, wouldn't you? Think of the appreciation or the depreciation, or whichever one it is.
Depends where you live, but you probably have to pay taxes on it.
Yeah, you do.
More than likely.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what the shipping cost for that kind of thing would be over to the UK.
Oh god.
That's mental.
Right?
What?
It's in the terms, Lugos, how they announce the winners. I think they like email you and around January 7th. So you got to check your email, and you have like, I don't know, a day or two to respond. That's usually how they work.
Wowzers. Okay, that's... Dang.
I actually won. Guild Wars 2 had they partnered with, was it HyperX, I think, and did that like Twitter giveaway for like a keyboard and a mouse and like a copy of Path of Fire. And there was 10 winners. I actually won one. I won one of those. And I was just like, I actually responded and I said, am I allowed to win this as a partner?
As a partner?
I mean, it wasn't a car or anything, but I was like, am I allowed to win this? And it took her like a week to get back to me. Like, she's like, I'll check, I'll make sure, thank you. Because I'm like, I just want to be fair. I want to be transparent. And she was like, yeah, she's like, they're fine with you winning. They're just like, give the Path of Fire code away. And I was like, oh yeah. So I gave them.
It's like, but we can't win the car.
No, we can't.
Rigged.
Ah, well.
Rigged.
Hashtag rigged. Rigged. That's amazing though. Like, because before, I mean, and this is probably 4 or 5 years ago now. That there was because Peachy, you entered this. There was the Nightmare Tower competition, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm.
To win the guitar.
The 3D printed Guild Wars 2 guitar.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't win that.
Why? It'd be up in the background.
Yeah.
It would, but that's all I would have ever done with it was put it on my wall or something. Whereas the guy who won was an actual guitarist and did like a review video. Yeah, Vinny is like, he actually did a review video of the guitar, tuned it, played it, showed it off, talked about it. I would have been like, look at this cool thing I got. Yay! This is neat. Wow, that cool guitar.
It actually sounds, from what I remember, he was actually very impressed with the way that it sounds, because guitars get a lot of their tonal quality from the wood that they're made of.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that it was 3D plastic printed, was the neck.
I don't know. I watched his review back in the day. Yeah, this was like 3 or 4 years ago. But I remember he said it was like, it sounded good and it was good quality, but it was no replacement for like, a real guitar, an actual guitar.
Yeah,
it had a particular sound to it.
Yeah,
that, a regular wooden guitar would not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ink's got his tarot set there. Yeah, Tyrion Tarot. So.
Was that the tarot?
Oh God, it's so nice.
Have you guys got like the crazy box and everything like that?
Yeah, well, it comes. I just got like the base $40 thing, and it comes with so much because they reached like a crazy amount. So every tier that they reached as a community, they upgraded like the base set and the stuff that you could get. So it was insane what it came with. Like, I mean, it's like gold plated and like gold foil, and I mean, it came with a hardbound book with all the artwork and a box to put it all in. It's insane what it came with. It is like the nicest. It's lovely, some of the nicest Guild Wars 2 merch that has ever been created. It's amazing.
It's beautiful, and yeah, it's
gotta smell it.
You gotta smell it. You gotta keep that new.
Shiny.
That's shiny. But you've got to order 2 packs because you can't. You've got to keep one for posterity and keep it.
Well, we did. So my wife and my wife is very much into Oracle and tarot decks and stuff. So we ordered the Lovers package. So we had 2 of each.
Oh.
So this is her active one that she uses and shuffles and I don't want to say plays with, but whatever. This is her active one.
Reads with, yeah.
And then she has the book and all that kind of stuff. And I'm sort of a bit of a pin freak, or I've become a pin freak, so I got all the pins because I really like them. Eventually I'll get them up on the wall. But I did a mini review, which I need to edit, but it's over on Twitch. And in the new year, I'll do a more full review, and we're going to do a small contest where we'll pick one person and do a reading with the cards.
Nice.
and record that. I don't know. That probably won't be till February or March, but yeah, I can't say enough about the product. You know, it's absolutely beautiful. It's super well made. It's extremely high. As for somebody who plays card games and stuff, the cardboard is super high quality. Has a good shuffle feel. You know, like I said, my wife has a lot of tarot and oracle decks, tons and tons of them, and this is by far and away nicer than most of the $40 or $50 decks that she already owns.
Wow.
That like just the deck, yeah.
Yeah.
And even the box. Now there are many tarot decks out there that have a nice box like this, but I can't overstate or understate how nice the box is, and to have a box of this quality for your deck, because a lot of them are just a thin. I mean, this is cardboard still, but there is a big difference on even the box quality, and even the package that came in the mail was a special cardboard, like a loot crate type box. So like they went all out.
All out. It's unbelievable. Yeah, I did a live review and unboxing as well, and I was just kind of like, you know, there's so many cards here, and you know, I want to get to the game, so I was like, we'll just go through them real quick, you know, just preview them. I ended up going through every single card because I couldn't stop. I was like, this is so gorgeous. I can't stop like oogling this thing. We sat and went through every single card, and I got to give a big thank you to the heads of the Guild Wars 2 Artist Collective. They even sent me 2 of the pins, the Eternity and the what's the shield called? I forget.
Flameseeker.
The Flameseeker. They sent me 2 of the pins just to kind of thank me for doing the review and stuff, which was super nice. And I was just like, I can't. This is too gorgeous. I can't like show this off. It's amazing. They really went all out. And whatever, I hope that that they're gonna do more of these fundraisers, because of course all the profits went to charity. They actually posted a screenshot of them donating, what was it, like over $40,000 to charity. I think it was like the World Wildlife Fund. I think I got that wrong, but so please correct me, guys. But yeah, it's unbelievable. There's the hardback book of all the artists who drew everything, full page colored. Oh yeah, see, I wish I got that. Oh, you got the. Is there a name for that cloth that you do the tarot reading on?
Probably, I don't know.
A cleaning tarot cloth cleaning.
So yeah, I hope the Artist Collective do something else, because this was just, I mean, one of the most amazing guild. It's one of my favorite Guild Wars 2 pieces of merchandise that I have.
Like even the book that comes, there is no other that I know of. There is no other tarot oracle deck that puts a book like this out that comes with the deck. I mean, the art inside is super high quality. Look how thick it is.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing.
Yeah, it's like hardback and yeah, and like every like I didn't back it myself in the end because I couldn't afford to do it, but
yeah, I almost didn't, just because I was like, can I afford to do this right now? But I'm so glad that I did. And they're like sold out. Like they had a couple decks go up for sale like I don't know, a month ago or so. And it was like a flash, like midnight sale, and I stayed up because I wanted another set, and I was like, oh, it's sold out in like 2 minutes, like literally 2 minutes it sold out, and for good reason. Gears to Gnomes, who's part of the project, if you want to put a link in chat, please feel free to. To the website. They don't have the tarot decks themselves available, but they have the Wintersday zine. They have they're saying they have the cloth. That cloth that I said I like there is available, and they're having a winter sale right now. There's the pins. I think I got that exploration pin too. They're just so gorgeous. Every single Tybalt. Every single product that was in there is absolutely unbelievably high quality. It's absolutely worth it, and all the proceeds go to charity. So it's just, I can't say enough about it. And it's all the Guild Wars 2 artists of the community coming together to make the set possible.
It's so great. It's
so
absolutely
great.
Phenomenal, and everyone involved should be super proud of themselves for it.
Oh, that's true. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we're close to
Is it-
5 years of
Was it
GuildGab.
2014?
Oh, 14.
Oh
Yeah, it was
God,
20
yeah.
February of 2014. That's right. I was counting 2018, but it's going to be 2019 February. So yeah, almost 5 years of GuildGab. Wow.
Hermager AuroraPeachy.
I was sad that I just, it's just a bad time of year for me with the holidays and all that.
Sure.
I was sad I couldn't back the Wintersday because again, they're doing like a special collector's box and there's pins again and stuff, and it's amazing work. It really is.
No, yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. And that's what one of the amazing things about the Guild Wars 2 community, that we do all that there are people out there that do all this kind of amazing stuff. And look at it, it's
chimes.
beautiful.
Look at that. Yes.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous. Yeah, the community really comes together for a lot of great causes, and ArenaNet officially backs those projects too, like the tarot deck, officially backed by ArenaNet, and they promoted it, and it's just amazing, It's the love of the game that brought all these people together, brought us together.
Aww. If I had a heart, I'm sure I would feel something approaching happiness. So I've been told.
Fiddler is your heart.
Fiddler is. Where is he, the little dick?
Yeah, but anyway, the merch is it's just so top notch. I can't say enough about it.
Yeah, and
so if anybody in chat has any questions about anything, especially the show, since this is our 100th episode, we would love to answer any questions about the show. Look at that.
Oh, is that our Demi Beetle stone?
Yeah. It was super fun going through the tarot cards and trying to guess the characters, because some were like super, super obvious and some were more side characters and some was like the artist's interpretation. So it was really fun to try guessing the characters. Can we get more shows? Probably the most asked question about GuildGab, more shows, and we're honored by that question.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if there's more content, then, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing is, unlike I know there are more regular Guild Wars 2 kind of like podcasts out there, and that go into kind of like the really nitty gritty of balance patches and all of the tiny changes that happen. And we're not that podcast really. I think we take much broader brushstrokes, I think, and
a lot about PvE and the story, and the show has always kind of been that, because that is more what I focus on. And when I started it with Akasaurus Rex, that he was focused on the story, and so that's mostly what we talked about. And it was in the time of every other week there was more story, and so that is always what we focused on here. And if there isn't story, but yeah, and we've even talked about wanting to do some kind of show together, at least once a month, even, and even if it wasn't GuildGab, even we've even talked about like, hey, what if we do a general gaming podcast, just kind of talking about what games we're playing, and just kind of talking about life or BSing. It comes down to scheduling, and it comes down to Peachy making it happen. Because trust me, these guys are all over it. It's a GameGab, exactly. Yeah, we've actually talked about that, doing a GameGab. So never know.
But then I think part of the problem you'd have is me going, right, so that bit in The Witcher 3 when you stack the mastercrafted feline armor, but then you've got the Grandmaster Earth armor, but then you're wondering about what kind of sign traits you need against the heavy attack line. Oh, and then let's talk about the mutagens that you could put in. And then you guys are just like, they're going, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. we should have to take away homework and say, right, today you have to play this game.
Right.
You have to play this game. So today we're going to be playing. This week we get our homework's Kingdom Hearts, or next week our
each show a different game.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
But yeah, there will definitely be one in January because they said that the next episode is coming in January, and absolutely, we always do one guaranteed when a new episode comes out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
has the episode been announced yet?
They said January. They haven't said the date.
Did they?
But they said on the forums it's going to be delayed till January.
Yeah. Well, there's no point like releasing a living day.
Well, you cut out really bad there, but it's too close to the end of the year and the holidays, and they even said in the blog post, they said that we want to give our employees time off with their families, and if we release an episode and then immediately everybody leaves the office, not so good if there's some bugs and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, my guess would be when it always drops on a Tuesday, doesn't it? So the first Tuesday in January is New Year's Day, which is probably a little bit much.
Oh yeah, no, it won't be New Year's.
So maybe the 8th or the 15th or the 22nd, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Krill is the secret leather snowman. Really a good intro into raiding.
Oh yeah.
We touched on this a bit earlier, I think, didn't we?
Yeah, we talked about that earlier, but it definitely is a good intro to raiding because it's a mini raid instance. It's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's pretty cheesy. You don't need a specific party composition, although it does help and make things easier if you do have it, rather than specifically needing X, Y, Z in there. Yeah, it's good. Just open up the LFG, drop into some groups. Don't pay for it because it's not challenging enough that you need to be carried through it.
Oh, please don't pay for it. Whatever you do,
no,
it's really not difficult.
I saw when it dropped in the LFG, someone was offering all achievements for 70 mystic coins, and I think the only achievement that you get aside from killing the boss is that bones one, because there's like
to find the
three, I think.
To find the bones, yeah.
Find the bones, which you have to be in the instance.
Yeah.
Kill the boss. And then after you kill the boss, there's like a phase with snowballs. You've got to throw 101 snowballs at the boss.
You can do that after the boss is dead, even. You just sit there and throw snowballs. That's what I did.
Yeah.
And then there's one to defeat the boss in 2 attempts or something like that. I don't know. I got it first try.
Maybe don't have that
or
one.
maybe it was to just defeat the boss. I'm not sure. I thought it was worded differently. But either way, yeah, there's something involving beating him, the bones, and then the snowballs. Valkyrie has a great question. Since it's the 100th episode, how did you all originally come to Guild Wars? What was your initial reaction? Were you hooked from the start, or did it take some time?
I mean, I think I certainly got into it through Guild Wars 1. I'm sure I've told this story a couple of times. There's a guy I was living with back in, be 2006. We were kind of like broke students and we couldn't afford a subscription for World of Warcraft. And he said, do you want to play an MMO? And it was like, yeah. So what's on the market? And Factions had just come out, and it was only about £15-20 back then. And we installed it. We played it for a bit. He quit. I didn't. And here I am. Here I am 12 years later.
How'd you get into it, Inks?
Me and Wooden Potatoes lived in Hawaii in about 2001, and
that's not true.
I got into it very early, before press beta of Guild Wars 2. Just random, lucky. Back then, I was doing a lot of beta testing for a variety of games, MMOs and stuff. It's unpaid work. It was unpaid work, but I was trying to build, I guess, a bit of a resume or whatever. So I randomly got into the beta. I was playing SWTOR at the time, and I just got instantly hooked. It's the last MMORPG I played where you get that feeling of you're playing and you don't all you do is think about when can I play again. And for me, I used to like World of Warcraft gave me that feeling. SWO Tour gave me the feeling when I alpha tested that and stuff. But since Guild Wars 2, it hasn't happened for me in the various games that I've tested since then. But it was just one of those. I played it. I think I was playing a female necromancer or something testing wise, whatever character they gave you originally, and the human zone was done, so that's what you could play. You couldn't play Asura or Norn or Sylvari or any of that stuff. And I just got hooked. I was just hooked like right away. The combat was really nice and smooth, even though it was very different back then than it is today. The trait system and all that kind of stuff was very different, and there weren't hearts. Hearts was a thing that came later. It was just points of interest, and you were supposed to go to the points of interest and wait for events to happen or be led to events that happen. There was no heart system. Beta testers and alpha testers sort of complained a little bit that it felt unfocused with just the points of interest, and that's why they added hearts later. But there were no hearts or anything like that originally, so it was interesting though.
Vistas weren't in until the third beta weekend either.
Yeah. So it was just a game that hooked me right away, and I just wanted to play more and more and more of it, you know.
Nice. That pre-beta.
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 It was like early beta. Yeah, it was like maybe the first or second beta they did, I think. It was before press and stuff got their hands on it. I remember that.
Nice.
What about you, Peachy? What about you? How did you get here?
I've been playing since Guild Wars 1. Not since the beginning. My boyfriend at the time him and his friends played Guild Wars 2, or Guild Wars 1. And so, of course, he asked me if I wanted to play, introduced me to it. And my first exposure to Guild Wars 1 was the Factions beta weekend, where they threw you level 20, which was max level in Guild Wars 1. They threw you into Kaineg City, max level, all the skills, so you kind of got thrown into endgame. But it was free for anybody to try it, so I logged in, and he tried to show me around, but I was like very overwhelmed because I had never played an MMO before. So, and Guild Wars 1 had an impossibly long list of skills to choose from, and you would choose 8 to go out into the world with. So I was just so overwhelmed with the amount of skills, not having experienced this kind of game before. And I was actually very turned off from Guild Wars 1's Factions. And I was like, I don't think this is for me. You go ahead and play. So he got Factions. He played with his friends and everything. And I would watch him play, but I was like, I don't think I would enjoy playing it. So I actually didn't play it for a while. Until eventually, one of his friends gave me, he wasn't playing anymore, so he said she can use my account to try out a new character. Start from level 1, see if she likes it. So I did, and I ended up falling in love with it from when I started from level 1, which is why I always tell people, if you're just starting the game, don't use that level 80 boost and start playing and be overwhelmed and hate the game, right? I say start from level 1, get used to the game, because that's the exact thing happened to me. So, but then when I fell in love with it on my friend's account, I asked for all the campaigns for Christmas, and that was when Nightfall came out. So I got all 3 campaigns for Christmas of my own, and I was hooked ever since. I was obsessed with it, and went from there. I've always just been absolutely in love with the game. It's Guild Wars 1 was a beautiful game. Love it.
It's great. And remember when Eye of the North came out? I was in Australia at the playing it on terrible connection.
Oh jeez. I regret not buying an Eye of the North box, because when Eye of the North came out, if you bought it digitally, you got the bonus mission pack for free. But they didn't say that they were going to sell it separately. It was like a bonus. And so I thought that was the only way that you were ever going to get the bonus mission pack. So I bought it digitally instead of the box. They ended up later, now you can buy it for $10 as an add-on like DLC. But at the time, that was the only way to get it, so I, to this day, don't have an Eye of the North box.
Oh, I've got my Eye of the North box. I've also got a couple of the pre-orders as well. It's like there was
collector's editions?
No, are they collector's editions?
The bigger boxes are collector's editions.
I've got the Nightfall and Factions collector's edition, but I got the there was like a pre-order thing for Eye of the North, where it was like a really thin DVD case that came with like a bunch of crap, and I can't remember what it is.
Huh.
And then there was the Eye of the North thing themselves. They were selling them $2, or maybe they were like giving them away. Just had a bunch of stuff on them.
Just like AOL Online, just came in the mail one day.
Pretty much, yeah.
Free discs, using them as coasters, Eye of the North discs.
I do have a Nightfall collector's edition. My wife picked it up. She was working for like a store in Canada. It doesn't exist anymore, called Future Shop, and it was like in their sale bin, a sealed collector's edition. She just picked it up randomly, and we did play a little back then, like when Nightfall had been out for a little while at this point. We did play it for a little, but never got into Guild Wars 1 a ton.
Yeah, that's the only one I have too, is the Nightfall collectors that I have signed because I won their Halloween contest because I made a Gwen cosplay.
Oh, you did, didn't you? Yeah.
That was when I fell in love with Gwen. To this day, she's my favorite Guild Wars 2 character.
Well, maybe I'll make a Gwen cosplay.
You should.
Sign, whatever.
I miss those contests that they used to have because they have giveaways now where you don't have to, it's just random who wins. But I miss their contests. They don't do they have like art contests and stuff, and I think that's amazing. Like the 3 weapons that were made from the design of weapon contest. They had those back in Guild Wars 1 as well, the design of weapon contests. I remember those.
They also had the name a boss contests, didn't they?
I think so, yeah.
Because Eye of the North had some of that, and it's just because there's a Devourer boss called Molotov Rocktail, and I was like, yeah, someone named that on purpose.
Oh, heck yes.
Yeah. But yeah, what we want Guild Wars is we want more competitions to win stuff.
They're getting better at that. Do you remember the dry spell where there was no merch?
Yeah, for years.
Years. We're like, can we have some merch, please? You could only get like T-shirts from like conventions or like special giveaways. They still give quite a bit of stuff to like websites for them to do giveaways. There's one website that just got a bunch of pins.
Yes, I know. Send me pins.
Send us all
Inks
the
wants
pins.
all the pins. I'm not a pins person. I'll send you all my pins, Inks.
All the pins. But yeah, Guild Wars 2.
Did you play through the personal story they introduced in Lion's Arch through the books in Guild Wars 1?
Did you play through the personal introduced in what I believe
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Yeah.
Guild Wars 3 hype, maybe.
Oh, do you mean like the thing where you go and look at the Mariner's plaque and you get Paula?
Oh, yeah, because Paula's from the books.
Yeah. So, well, that one's worth getting, definitely. What's it? Sea of Sorrows is actually really good.
I actually started. I was looking for something on my Kindle to just like, because I finished one book and I was like, what do I want to start? And I saw that I had all 3 novels on there, and I was like, I should start reading Edge of Destiny again. It's way different now that I know way more about the characters.
I think they're fun little enjoyable reads. I still have to finish Sea of Sorrows. The beginning ship talk, I just can't.
Yar har fiddle dee dee. Being a pirate is okay with me. Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate. Your heart filled.
Yeah, I kind of agree. It was a lot of the seafaring talk was kind of lost on me. But I mean, they were good. None of them blew me away as novels. Ooh.
I didn't like the first two. I thought they were a bit eh. But you know.
Oh, Valkyrie, yeah, that was in the actual Gwen storyline, how she got captured by the Char. Yeah, that was the bonus mission pack in Guild Wars 1. And you basically, that it was her escape from the Char and how she came across the Ebon Vanguard, which she eventually became the leader of. So yeah, absolutely. That's why I got the bonus mission pack. I was like, I absolutely require this because it's got like Gwen backstory. You can play as her, which I need to go back and play again. But yeah, so let's wrap up and say, what do you think is going to happen for the future of Guild Wars 2?
The future
and ArenaNet. I mean, the franchise, not just Guild Wars 2.
I'm gonna hit the positive train. I think I'm gonna.
It is Christmas.
It is Christmas after all. Here's Christmas positivity for you, boys and girls. I think in the next couple of years, I think ArenaNet are going to be looking at maybe not a sequel to Guild Wars 2, but game that I think at some point that they're going to tell everything that they need to tell in Guild Wars 2, maybe with a third or fourth final expansion. We're not going to go to Cantha. And Inks is going to eat an apple.
You just say no Cantha?
No,
not going.
I don't think we're going to go to Cantha. No, I think that boat has sailed, and that boat is not going to be coming back to take visiting tourists. Yeah, I think eventually we're going to move on to a new version of Guild Wars. Eventually, I'm talking into the future. Maybe it'll probably be like a computer card game or like a battle royale, or I don't know, a survival game or whatever the craze is at that point. I think we'll get like a mobile companion as well. But yeah, I think Guild Wars 2 has probably got another, and then ArenaNet will look at focusing on the next stage in the development of the company, because you've got to remember, unlike a lot of other studios, ArenaNet only have 2 games, and one of them is in maintenance mode. So, oh no, it's my sound cutting out again. For God's sake.
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
Oh, darn it.
We could read your lips though.
But yeah, so maybe Guild Wars 3 in maybe 2025, I guess, and a mobile game in the next year or so. I reckon. That's me.
Inks.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree about the mobile platform. I mean, I don't even know where my phone is. Doesn't everybody have a smartphone? Come on, what's wrong with you?
Don't you guys have phones?
I mean, come on. Sure, I want to play a video game on this screen. I mean, yeah, that seems like fun. In all seriousness, though, I do think there will be some kind of mobile app or game or something to do mobilely. You know, I think that's something they've maybe been developing behind the scenes for a while. As far as the story and stuff goes, I think Krapatorik probably dies or is dealt with in season 5. That's the next season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So by the end of season 5, which probably isn't going to end to 2020 anyway. I mean, I think season 5 is going to take all of 2019 into 2020.
Oh yeah.
So you know, I think that where we left off was Aurene looked in the future at all the visions as to what, and the outcome is always death. So obviously we need to change that perspective. We need to train our dragon or whatever, make her bigger, stronger, more powerful or something. But I do think Krapatorik is coming to an end in season 5. And I think that'll prepare us for the next expansion. I do believe 2020, 2021, we'll see a new expansion. late in the year like we normally do. And I think the game is still strong, regardless of people taking breaks or maybe not playing it as much as they used to. Veteran wise, I think sales numbers and stuff are still strong. I think that there's still plenty of content to play through for people coming into the game and so forth. So I don't, as disillusioned as some of us might be with the pace of release, people do come back for those stories every 3 or 4 months. And ArenaNet doesn't really show any signs of a weakening sales record, so to speak. So I think it'll continue to sail strong.
Yeah, I have to mostly agree with you guys. I definitely think some kind of mobile game is coming, whether or not it's related to Guild Wars 2. I think if they do a mobile game, I think it would be smart to relate it in some way to Guild Wars 2 because there's already that foundation. You would have Guild Wars 2 fans checking it out simply because it's in the Guild Wars universe or related to it. I hope it's not like a card game, but I don't know what genre it would be, but I do think that there's some kind of mobile something. I think it would be a good idea.
Guild Wars 2 Immortal. I mean,
there you go. Guild Wars Immortal, done. Guild Wars Utopia, the long-awaited Utopia, but it's on mobile. Polymock. Could be Polymock. Yeah, that's true.
Polymock Go.
Take Polymock Go. There you go. I mean, yes, I would play the heck out of that. Polymock Go. Done. That's it. Oh my god. Definitely that. If there is a Guild Wars 3, I see it way in the future. I could even see a brand new IP coming from ArenaNet before a Guild Wars 3 even. Yeah. But I do see more Guild Wars 2. Obviously, they're going right into Season 5. I would guess another expansion after Season 5. My personal hope is Cantha. I don't know if they'll actually... I think it would be a good idea to do Cantha. Just because I think that would bring a lot of people back to the game, if anything, just to... You got to experience it or to scoff at it, because there's people who don't want Cantha, Alex. So...
It's not that I don't want Cantha, it's just that at this point I don't see what it can add to the game.
If not Cantha, though, where? We have to move out of the desert. I'm so done with the desert.
Oh, yeah. Out of the desert, but Char Homelands or Under the Sea.
No, not Under the Sea.
There'll be no accusations. Just
I mean, I think Cantha's a smart bet because nostalgia alone will have people spending money and buying and whatever.
Yeah.
And sailboats.
And the fishing mini game that every MMO needs to have.
Yes. AFK fishing.
Finally, food can go up to 500 and everything fish recipe above 400.
Fish fry.
It's like you want to send it fish. Fishy.
The ability to pull up black lion chests from fishing. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's where it's going. I think the game desperately needs Season 5 to have a more a quicker release cadence. I've said this a lot on my stream. I think
hope so, yeah.
I hope that the reason they're switching to Season 5 instead of just making a long Season 4 is to change up the release cadence. Even if we get smaller chunks of smaller episodes more often, I think would bring people back to the game more regularly. And ultimately, you want people to be logging in regularly because you want them to see what's in the gem store, right? Because that's how the game is supported. As well as new players coming into the game. So I think they're going to continue their efforts to bring new players in, which is very easy now with it starting free to play. I see, every single day people, upgrading to the expansions because they love the free to play version. So I think it's just continuing their efforts in that area as well, because you need that new money to come in. So
yeah, I mean, there's only so much that existing players can buy, isn't there? There's only so much we can So there's only so much money we can throw at this game.
I'll admit that with every outfit that I get, with every mount skin that I get, a subsequent one that comes out, it's like, do I need this? I already have so many. You know, I already have so many.
Yeah, I probably do.
So-
Do need it.
Yes, yes, I need
you never
a
know.
sparkly dress. I'll buy any puppy, anything. ArenaNet's listening. Fido, I've been saying it for years. You put anything with a puppy, I'll buy it.
Anything with a puppy.
And then the dog whistle comes out, so it's gonna be a different dog, different whistle. Same whistle, same functionality, same tricks, different dog. Peachy will buy it. Put a hat on it, I'll buy it.
Fiddler makes me get all the cat stuff.
All the cat stuff.
All the cat stuff.
We don't have
Makes
home
me-
instance.
You don't have any home instance
dogs.
puppies.
No. But
Makes me collect all the home instance cats.
did you buy the premium mount skin? That was the cat, the Halloween one.
No. I thought about it, but I couldn't.
It's a premium mount skin.
Was that one that was in the Black Lion chest, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I got lucky on that one.
Couldn't
Ooh,
quite
nice.
justify £20 for a
Yeah.
mount skin. But you know, if it dropped in chest, I wouldn't have complained. Don't get me wrong.
Well, Mr. Lucky with the Black Lion chests here. It might happen for you.
A duck mount.
Duck mount.
Yes. And the movement speed is just painfully slow.
Worth it. Well, we do know that
Yeah.
they said that another mount is coming this season. So
Do we think we're going to get the cancelled spider mount, or do you think it's going to?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
You don't want to scare away players with spider phobias. Even though we had the last episode had like a whole battle with spiders, but that's different than actually having everybody running around on spiders.
A spider clan mount that'll freak people out. Spider clan.
Spooder clan. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up the show here. I think it's a perfect place to stop. Thank you guys so much for joining us for episode 100 of GuildGab. Guys, very quickly, let us know where they can find you guys on the internet and what kind of content you're creating. Alex.
Oh, me. Okay. Hello. It's me, Alex. You can find me at twitch.tv/RPGAlex. Of course, this information might be out of date as soon as I can change my name again on Twitch. But I play all kinds of good, wholesome RPG goodness, as well as some Elite Dangerous, so we're working our way through that at the moment. We've got the new DLC for Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire to play at the moment, Forgotten Sanctum, so if you want to see me crawling all over the giant dead corpse of a god, you can come and check that out. It's going to be cool.
As you do.
As you do, of course. There's what else is happening? We've got we've got obviously Guild Wars 2. We're going to be, as soon as I can figure out how to get all the sound through next year, we're going to be starting doing some music recording streams as well, which should be fun. It's just that I can't get the drum machine to come through OBS at the moment, which is a bit of a nose, but there we go. So yeah, it's so we've got a lot of stuff coming and going, and then there's Anthem next year and Metro Exodus, and then Division 2. There's just all kinds of amazing stuff that we're going to be checking out.
Other games.
Other games. Apparently they exist, which was news to me about 2.5 hours ago, but there we are.
All right, it's twitch.tv/RPG_Alex.
That's the one.
Woo!
See you there.
Awesome.
I hear good things about Anthem, by the way. So
I have
I'm
too,
looking forward to
yeah.
that release. Looking forward to that release in February.
I would, if I knew anything about how Anthem played closed beta, the closed alpha, I wouldn't be able to confirm or deny it.
So my
Inks,
stuff
where can they
hasn't
find
changed.
you?
Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at MMO Inks. I spend a lot of my time on Twitch these days, although I do have the occasional YouTube video that still comes out, not as regularly as I would like. 2019, we're going to look to improve that. 2018 was a bit of a rough year IRL, so I'm very much looking forward to the new year. Still playing Guild Wars 2. We've jumped into ESO now, so we've been playing through that, which has been a lot of fun. And I've been playing a lot of Magic the Gathering Arena, which they now have ranked. So we'll be doing that come January with the new set. There'll be a big stream, and that's what I'm involved in.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for being here and for doing this show. Squeezing it in before Christmas.
It's great.
It was great. I'm so glad we got to do this. And thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, follow here for more GuildGab and for my weekly streams, usually Tuesday. This is a bonus day. Tuesday through Saturday here on Twitch, guys. Thank you so much for being here. And we will see you on the next GuildGab. Hopefully in January for a new episode.
Hopefully in January.
Yes. All right, guys.
Have
take
a great
care.
holiday, everyone.
And
have a great Christmas, guys. We'll see you
Merry
all next
Christmas.
year.
Merry Wintersday. Take care. Bye.